Welcome back to collecting Elvis on vinyl, part 6. More Camdens to show. Get straight in. Second release is Let's Be Friends. Like its predecessor, this featured tracks unavailable at the time, so value for money. That's the back cover of the UK copy. That's the label, Green International Camden. Variant here, this is the American copy, US copy. On the Camden album, Camden label. Slightly different, features an ad for Flaming Star, which the UK copy doesn't. Also got a German copy. This is on the RCA International label, with a blue Camden colour. The back side is very similar to the US release. A few different variations, but very similar. Next release is Elvis Christmas album. We've seen this in a previous video. So very quickly, that's the original cover. 1970. That's the back cover. And the album looks like that. It was reissued in 75 with a slightly different cover and a different back. The record looks like that. It was reissued again slightly later with a barcode on the back, and you can see it's a slightly darker Camden label, and of course easy to tell, 2 tracks above the spindle hole, and the earlier press 3 up. A variant of the Christmas album is this Pickwick release. Different back cover. And there's the label. Now, this Christmas album should not be confused with the earlier Elvis Christmas album. This album had 12 tracks, and this album had 10. This had 2 tracks which weren't on these albums, and this had 4 tracks which weren't on this album. This basically had the Christmas songs and the Peace in the Valley EP. This album had the Christmas songs. They share 8 tracks, these 2 albums. And it also had 2 single releases, a single and a B-side, which weren't readily available on album at the time, but it was the first Camden release which did feature all previously released material. Next came Almost in Love, with a completely different cover in the UK. Look like that. You can see the last track is actually Stairway Joe. And the record looks like that. This is a USA copy, a different border. It's a Pickwick release. And there's the label. This one features Stay Away. Two German copies here. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but this one is a matte cover and this one is a glossy cover. They are slight differences. This one has a yellow box, no text. This one has the international. This one has RCA. This one has RCA and the catalogue number. The records are both the same. The back covers are slightly different. Top right hand corner of that copy. Top right hand corner of that copy. And a slight difference in the bottom. The next release was You'll Never Walk Alone. This one features variant sleeves and records. So let's take a look. That's the front cover. That's the back cover of the UK copy, which has 10 tracks. Unlike the US copy, which only has 9, doesn't have the last track. The label looks like that. That's one mono pressing. There's another mono pressing, slightly different. You can see the Camden word is written smaller than on this one. There's also a stereo pressing, even though the label still says CDM, Camden Mono 1088. It was available with a CDS. And later again, it was repressed with a slightly different Camden label. As you can see, Camden on the left hand side there. And on the previous copy, RCA on the left hand side. This later copy also had a barcode on the back of the cover. These are stereo both sides. The reason for me showing you that is due to the next copy. Now you've seen the mono pressing and the stereo pressing. Now this one, as you can see there, side one mono. If you turn it over, side two has actually got a CDS catalogue number. I don't know if, I've never seen another one of these, maybe someone can help me out there, but that's the first one I've seen with mono one side and CDS on side two. Same cover. Of course a different cover was issued. This was withdrawn quite quickly because it's the same UK cover as the Elvis for Everyone LP reissue, which had Elvis for Everybody written around there. This one has nothing written on the sleeve at all. On the front, turn it over, slightly different, has some text there on the back cover from the original cover, which had adverts for other Camden releases. This actually does give a CDS catalogue number. record and album. This one goes for quite a price actually. Moving back to the original cover, we've got the Pickwick version from the US. As stated earlier, this is a 9-track, No Swing Down Sweet Chariot. And there's the Pickwick label. Moving on to another copy. This is a Japanese copy, a later pressing. It looks like that. Did come with an insert. And a lovely label. Moving on, now I've got an Australian copy. Slightly different cover, different catalogue number. Slightly different back sleeve. And the record looks like that. A French release, volume 3. This also contains the tracks for the album You'll Never Walk Alone. Let's see on the back. This is a 9-tracker as well, as was the Australian, the Japanese and the American copy. This is on the Red Impact label. And one more variant for now, going back to a 10-tracker, the Italian version of You'll Never Walk Alone, with a borrowed picture from Kissing Cousins. This was on the new black label. And the back of the cover looks like that. Come On Everybody featured a completely different sleeve in England to the American counterpart. This is the English copy. Back cover. Record is on the Green International. In America, this is the Pickwick release. That's the cover. It was also released on a slightly different label there on the Camden. You can see the top. And the left hand corner, slightly different. I called the Pickwick one like that. And the Camden one looked like that, which was on the Dynaflex. Back covers were slightly different as well. Top right hand corner. And the bottom left hand corner. That's the Pickwick release. That's the Camden. Also there's a Spanish copy there of Come On Everybody. This is on the green label. And the back of the sleeve looks like that. Till the next time, just remember, while there's music, life's no waste. See you soon.